anyway. Crash
we
anyway.
all sound like Norman Collier.
Paused in really weird faces, like.
Yeah. I'll
just do
Norman.
I'll just do the usual.
Yeah, I'll do fantastic Norman Collier impressions with a dodgy microphone.
Yep. Well, I did get my new Christmas jumper, so it's a very bloody one as well. From
Top class.
My Muslim best friend turned up wearing a Christmas jumper that I'm allergic to, so I made him change.
That's shocking.
Christmas jumpers aren't allowed in the Elis household. Like,
oh no!
So it's like you can come. So it's like you can come in, but you're just gonna have to change that over.
Yeah, just gotta change clothes.
100%.
Yeah, you can wear some of these old clothes that were here before we moved in. Yeah, the last person lived here was a 79-year-old woman, so you can have a look at them clothes there, see if you can pick out there.
I've refused to take my Halloween decorations down this year. You see my
why not? No, leave them up. Leave them up.
Yeah, exactly. At least they'll be right once a year, won't they? One day a year, won't they? Every year.
They suit the whole atmosphere of my office, to be honest. So
certainly do.
No, so however you want to do it, That's like it's actually the first time I actually got I actually bought Christmas lights to put outside the front of the house because nobody hears Bob buying Christmas lights, and I was just like, well, we've got a tree and we've got some bushes. I was like, I'll just buy some Christmas lights and just put some lights out there, give a bit of Christmas festive feeling because it's like. We just do loads inside. We don't really do anything on the outside. So it's like, it's not.
I hope that's not a good sign. Our Regan's frozen.
It did pause for you too. I thought it was just me. I'm genuinely fearing of my connection here tonight.
It's not a flattering picture of Regan at this very moment. It looks like he's well, I won't like to say because I don't want to turn this PG live stream into a over 18s or something.
Man, what?
Well, we'll just talk amongst ourselves then. Do you know what I did last week? I watched again. You know that when me, you, and Akis and my wife went to. He's gone. That's it. It's just me and you then.
We went to Chatler Country Park.
Yeah, we watched it again, and it was really, really enjoyable actually watching it again. And showed me son it, and he said, "Wow, that looks." When we got on that bridge and looked over the trees and the lake, that is absolutely spectacular, and it just looked really, really. So the only trouble for me was my camcorder. When it comes to dark, it is shite. It is rubbish. First sign of.
I was wondering if we were going to get to see your footage. Like,
I've still got loads of it on, but I'll probably do something with it. I definitely will. Might be an idea, maybe do a second channel, DB and his travels.
Why not? Just have it in a separate playlist. Like.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Only trouble is, it'll be just me heading off to Cracker Barrel every week for a pint of Perina. That'll be it.
People might get bored of that. You might have to go a wee bit further afield. Like.
Oh yeah. Yeah, maybe. Maybe Oddfellas. But anyway, that's my way.
Should we do Reganelite's job for him? Talk about the news or something?
Why not? I'll say with my situation with DWP, I've been slightly out of the loop, but yeah, I'm getting back into it. Yeah.
I had a little bit of a crash course before tonight on the news because I have been hiding. I have not been paying attention to my phone, to the news, to anything. I have been opting out of life for the last couple of weeks. So
yeah, I tend to do that.
I did watch I watched some like YouTube news things that it threw up at me before I came in, but it was all like flu and your trans nurse issue up in Scotland and
oh no,
more flu in Venezuela, Trump in Venezuela. That's the thing.
Yes, Venezuela, Maduro busted flush. He's going. He's out of here.
Not great.
No, certainly ain't. See, the thing is,
I love that the US government are just now pirates. They're just out there, just accosting tankers and going, "No, we're bringing you to our port. We're just going to take whatever you've got. It's ours now. Nah, fuck you." Like, just going out into international waters and going, "Yeah, ours."
Yeah. With skull and crossbones, side a helicopter, going down the helicopter wearing pirate outfit, whip patch over there. Arr, me hearty's a bashy landlubber.
Complete with parrot.
Yeah. And then complete with parrot and outfits and peg leg. Yeah,
quite the path that America is going down at the moment, like by the sounds of it.
Yeah, it's just a basket case, isn't it, of a country now, and also you can basically say
not the country, it's its fucking administration. The administration is a joke. The country is doing its best to survive under this.
Well, scenario. True.
Like,
but like, as I say, that old saying, you get the government you deserve, don't you? Unfortunately, sometimes, and I
would agree I would agree if it were a win by popular majority, which it wasn't.
Yeah, you've got a point there.
Did the country really vote for what it's dealing with now?
They always say it would be close. Yeah, they do say it would be close run elections, don't they? All seem to be very, very close. Nobody seems to nowadays win by a absolute majority, so to speak. So, because like she didn't lose by that much, did she? When it what they call it, her name's just escaped me. Democrat. When she went up against Trump, I forgot her name now. I can see if,
Warren.
No.
Or
for
Hillary
the
Clinton.
election. For the election. This last one.
Which one? The last
she took
one.
Over. Yeah, she took over from Biden. I can see her face now.
You made me not remember.
Oh no, I could see her face, but Kamala Harris.
That's it. Kamala Harris. Yeah.
Kamala. Yeah. She didn't lose by that much, did she? Really? It would be quite. When it came to the votes, from what I heard, it seemed a lot closer than what it actually was. So, but yeah, I did see a couple of excerpts, from Thursday Gnome's sort of like select committee from what I was saying, and somebody mentioned about what they call it. Immigrants, asylum, because like somebody tried to get it saying that if they're going through the process, you're not allowed to basically just say, no, you're not, out you go. And she could tell which direction he were going in. And then she just started, I'll just tack Joe Biden. He says, I'm not interested in Joe Biden. I'm just asking about you, And you can always tell it's that they're basically on a hiding to nothing, and they're looking incredibly embarrassing when they try and filibuster, don't they?
I mean, it's an obvious tactic. It's stupid. Have they not tried to eradicate filibuster within Parliament a few times, and failed, probably due to being filibustered?
Yeah. Yes. Yes. I think we should keep the filibuster because I'm going to spend the next 5 hours filibustering the reason why we should keep the filibuster.
Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, basically. just seen a message.
Let me show you the ways.
Yeah, exactly. I've just seen a message from Reganelite. My computer crashed. Oh dear.
Perfect.
Oh dear.
Perfect. We lose
Yes.
Goth Witch, and then we lose Reagan. Just
Yeah. We will. It's like I'm just saying. Yeah, but I get the feeling he's going to try and make a comeback.
we'll see.
So,
are you staying well since your doctors are on strike?
well, yeah, especially with the flu bit. It's
I hope you're up to date with all your vaccines and things.
Yeah. I had my flu jab about a couple of months ago. So
yeah, I had my flu COVID a couple of months ago too. Like, yeah, necessary when. Like... Hi, Reagan. Welcome back.
Yeah, it's very frustrating. This is the second time in a few days I've had a crash on the computer.
So frustrating it made you lose your hat.
Yeah, it did.
And your background.
Oh, it's the same background. No, it's the same background. All right, let me just turn that back on so people can actually see me. There we go. So what were you guys talking about when I decided to crash out and be done with the world?
First
the US becoming pirates under Trump the FUD. Venezuela being under threat of invasion and having their resources stolen by the world's new pirate superpower.
The oil tanker.
And
so
before just as you came on, we were talking about like the fact your doctors are striking and the hope that you aren't going to need hospital anytime soon.
Yeah, the Green Berets have changed their uniforms to pirates' outfits, peg-legged parrots on the side of their shoulders, eye patches on the heads as they're stealing ships.
It's so it's so
Reagan, man, we're catching bits and pieces, darling.
Yeah, you're doing a fantastic Norman Collier impression.
The oil tanker.
I feel like he's saying it really slowly, so he's going to say what he's saying over the course of the next hour.
Yeah,
just the one sentence we'll hear bits of.
I generally.
Oh dear. I think he's crashed again. All right.
Reagan, I think your computer's gubbed out.
Yeah,
I don't know what's.
But one thing's
it just had to take 5 minutes to say a sentence.
Yeah. All I will say is that at least you've got £5 from Viper Scott for the new computer fund, Reganelite, just a wee start.
Well, if I can put a sentence in, I was going to say I was going to start a GoFundMe for a new computer, but I think I'm going to have to. I'm going to have to. Yeah, I'm going to have to steal my dad's dad's old computer to get me going, because this one's obviously, I don't know what's wrong with it. This has literally been like the last few weeks. It started to have problems, and I don't know what it is. Honestly, don't know.
You've been filling it with stuff over the last few weeks? Is it a memory thing?
Yeah, I think it must be a memory thing. I think it's something to do with Google Chrome. I think maybe I just need to do a proper deep clean.
Well, there you just got another donation from Martin Bizik, who says donation for a better internet connection.
Yeah, the money's not. I appreciate the super chat, guys, but I don't know how. Look, let me put it this way: I don't know how long I'll last. Is all I'll say. Because literally, the only thing the only thing I've had up is the StreamYard on my OBS. That's it. I've got nothing else up, and yet for some reason it can't handle it, which is crazy, and I don't know why. Can you guys just keep talking? So I just need to have a look at my computer.
Oh dear.
Reagan. Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll just. So,
So
all I
what's
will
grabbed you?
say.
What's in your noggin?
Hmm?
What's in your noggin, Blasé? What have you been thinking about? What's really grabbed you the most over the past month?
Well, I've sort of like started getting back into what I've been doing because I had a bit of a wee break with wee break. I'm not from Scotland, you idiot.
Acceptable use of the word "we."
Yeah, I know. But I feel as though am I taking the piss here or something? I don't mean
It's not
to, but,
appropriation. We don't consider it that.
yeah, I know, but as I said before we started, I've just had to. We've had to deal with the DWP and the way they just go rummaging around your bank statements and like trying to look for anything, catch you out for anything, and it's a half an hour call asking you, are you in the possession of bonds and this? Well, if I had
Like
bonds,
trying to ascertain your stocks and shares, yeah.
yeah. Do you
I
think
like
I'd
it.
be on? Do you think I'd be on benefits? You know what I mean? And it's like I noticed you gave certain amount of money to a which basically was my son. It was because like for me basically it's a case of I'm pretty much homebound and if I do go anywhere it's usually taxi there and taxi back because I can't walk very far and that's it and it's a case of he works in town, my bank machine is in town and my bank is in town and I can't basically get there, so he works in town, so he basically gets me money out for me and then I just pay it back, and he's got an Amazon Prime and if I need something, to make my life comfortable at home, I'll get it out of his Amazon Prime because it's about 48 hours. I could use Temu or whatever, but it'd take a year and a half or something, doesn't it? Yeah.
6 months, yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's basically it. So they were asking that, and I'm thinking, in the back of my mind, I was halfway saying when they said, why have you given this amount of money? I'm thinking, because it's none of your business. I was really tempted, but you just got to bite your tongue, haven't you? Really?
Do you think that maybe these toffs in the administration looking to crack down on whatever fraud they feel is happening within, like, the welfare system, etc.? Like, do you feel like they're so out of touch with poor people that they do just genuinely believe that everyone has hidden assets somewhere that they're not disclosing, that they're not just admitting to? like you can't be that poor. Like, where's your Cayman Islands account? How much do you have?
Yeah, yes. You must be. You must have hello there, Regan. How are you?
Frustrated is the only way to describe it. I'm really sorry, guys. It's just
don't worry about it.
It's really depressing.
Forget about it. What's done is done.
Well, the problem is I don't want to keep doing this. I don't want to keep jumping on and crashing every 5 minutes. That's the only thing. So I
We've all
honestly
dealt
don't
with
know.
tech issues. Like,
Yeah, I just don't know what to do, honestly. Like, the only way for me, I need to. The problem is this is the worst time for it to happen because it's Christmas time and I got shit to do. I don't have time to do this, dealing with this. So yeah, it's very frustrating. Like we definitely had issues. Like myself and Lee Con, we did a show yesterday, and we managed to get through it all right. I had no crashes. We managed to play some videos and whatnot. I generally think it was StreamYard, but it definitely is becoming more and more clear. It's not StreamYard, it's my computer. And I'm looking at the CPU, and it's at like about 70%, 60-70%, which is, I don't know. I'm not sure like what it is because it's like I've used Chrome before, and I just don't know.
Chrome eats up a lot of your computer's processing power, though, doesn't it? Like compared to
it does, but I've done I've done these before. It's not like I haven't done, you know, hosted
Listen,
people
I
before
stick
and
with
whatnot.
Chrome. Like I won't go to the other ones. I stick with Chrome, regardless of the fact that it has my computer kind of struggle every so often. You know?
Yeah. Viper
Convenience.
Scott, Viper Scott, yeah, the membership's not working again. Yeah, you shouldn't. Yeah, don't bother gifting memberships if it's not working, my friend.
Memberships aren't working. How come?
Yeah, it caps for some reason, and what's really infuriating is if, like Viper Scott did it this morning, he gifted 5 memberships and only registered 1 or 2 or couple. And what's really infuriating is and that not for me, but for Viper Scott, right? What's infuriating for him, right? He gives out for 5 memberships and he only registers a couple, but he doesn't get. But not only do I not get the memberships, he doesn't. He ends up losing money, but in doing so as well. So it's not like the money gets refunded because the memberships don't go through. Yeah, which really is infuriating. And yeah, it's not like I can talk to anyone at YouTube. It's all automated now, isn't it? I had this issue, yeah. So that's another stupid thing that YouTube screws me over with as well.
What is it that there can only be so many members? Or
I don't know. I remember ages ago when I had this. I remember actually talking to someone from YouTube about the membership issue, and they basically said they didn't see anything wrong on their end, and I was telling them, and I was showing them. I literally showed them screenshots of live streams where, whether it was Aliston Kier or Mad Monk or whoever was gifting memberships, and it literally showed that only 1 membership was being given or no memberships were being given. And I was saying to them, look, they're gifting memberships and it's not processing. Like, can you not see the issue? And they're saying it's fine on their end. And I'm like, well, it's not my problem because I'm just running the YouTube channel. I don't control any of it. So yeah,
it's awful good advice to keep trying. Like, thank you for keep trying. Like that's awful nice.
Well, normally what I say is like when that happens is to like stop gifting memberships for a couple of days or a couple of weeks and wait for it to kind of reset. Is the best thing I can say there. So that apart from the 24 minutes of bollocks that I've just been through, guys, maybe try and cut a string, says Van Man Talks. You know what? That's a great idea. You know what? I just need to get a string long enough to reach all the way up to Scotland, all the way up to Yorkshire with a couple of cups, and then we can get this working. Yeah, that's definitely the way, my friend. Steve, thank you so much for the 20 New Zealand dollars. Good morning to you. Lovely Friday morning, hopefully where you are there as well. Right, so what the hell were we talking about before I got cut off again?
What would you like to talk about?
Yeah, that is your show.
Okay, my show when it crashes out.
Yeah.
Okay,
give us a topic before you have to leave again.
Okay, honestly, like we're near the end of the year now. What do you want? How do we think the year has gone? Okay, so Labour have had a full year in government. How would you assess their performance? Have they had any good policies? Has it all just been bad? Have they actually done some good things? Like, what's your general feeling? Jenny, why don't you go first? How do you feel about the UK government? I know UK government as a whole. What impact, if any, they have made that has been beneficial to anyone this year in particular, do you feel? Because this has been their first full year in government, so they got no excuses. They can't just say, oh, the Tories did this, the Tories did that. They've had a year to kind of, set the ground, shall we say, since they've come into power last year.
I've never voted for Labour. I've never been interested in voting for Labour. When I joined a union at my last workplace, I very quickly left the union because the amount of Labour shite I was getting through my door. Like, I wasn't interested in their political party, I just wanted to have a say in my workplace. I've never rated Labour, but they were always quite strong up in Scotland prior to the SNP, but in a kind of my dad voted for, so I'm voting for kind of way. But the SNP up here mitigated a bunch of Tory policies while we were watching them stomp all over diplomacy and the polite way to do politics, I guess, like, and just trod everyone under their boots for a while. And what was that, like 14 years we had them? And then Labour got in, but of course they were going to get in. Everyone knew that Labour was going to get in because everyone had had up to here with the Tories. So it was obvious that Labour were going to get in. So they didn't even have to like really try very hard in terms of promoting themselves prior to the vote, because everyone knew that they were getting in. They weren't the Tories. That was the only condition they had to fulfill to get voted, was don't be the fucking Tories, you know?
Yeah.
And instead of spending the time leading up to when they knew they were going to take over government, actually coming up with ways to scrape back any of the funds that the Tories had spaffed up the wall, instead of coming up with policies, claiming back money without coming up against the poorest in the country, you know?
Yeah.
Like they could have come up with so many policies and ways of making a thing work. I mean, every government has had the ability to go to the Bank of England to get the NHS funded.
Yeah.
They've been able to go with no debt, no nothing. They can just go to the Bank of England and go, listen, we need this funded, fund this thing, and they'll go, okay. But they don't do it. They won't do it. They always play the same game that, oh no, we have to find the money, and there's this hole to be filled in that previous administration, and it's the same every single fucking time. And instead of doing something about it, finally, when the country was left in such a terrible position, like because of the Tories, instead of actually doing that and just actually funding some stuff, they chose to cut welfare, and they chose to cut programs, and they chose to affect people negatively all over the place that didn't have the funds and savings to be able to do anything about it. They were at the whim of the administration, so they were affected. And for the last year, I have not seen any glimmer of hope that Labour are going to pull themselves back from the right-wing mire they have immersed themselves in. I haven't seen any glimmer of hope for people on welfare. I haven't seen a shred of fucking hope at all for people wanting to come to this country, however they try to get here. It's just fucking terrible. It's terrible. They're coming up against all the people that we need for the economy to survive. We need workers. We need immigrants. We need people who need money to go out there and fucking do things. And they're literally making it impossible. If people don't have welfare to be able to get clothes for a job interview, how do they get the job? Do you know what I mean? If they don't have access to computers and things because you're closing down their libraries, how do they apply for jobs? How do they get their emails? Like, they're literally nipping in the bud all the different ways in which this economy could be better by focusing on protecting all their fucking buddies and all the same exact people that the Tories were protecting and giving money to. They've tried to claim none of it back, like none of the COVID fraud. Have we seen a penny of it recovered by the government at all? Because I haven't heard it. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, no, the Labour Party are fucking terrible. They're as bad as the fucking Tories, in my opinion. And I can only thank all the gods that in Scotland we have another option, and that the SNP are still continuing to mitigate all the bullshit that comes out of Westminster. Sorry, rant over.
No, that's totally fine, because, like, you know, I still kind of find it baffling that people in Scotland turned to Labour when it came to the vote, and it wasn't a case of sticking to the SNP. I still find that quite baffling when they had the choice, and it's like, well, what like look, obviously I'm coming from an English perspective, but my mindset is like thinking, like, why would you vote Labour instead of voting SNP when you're going to be kicking the Tories out of Scotland either way, right?
It purely was a propaganda. The propaganda that was the only propaganda that came out on behalf of the Labour Party up to the vote was, we're not the Tories, vote for us to ensure that those bastards aren't in for another fucking term to do even worse, you know. And people up here up here the majority are going to vote for the SNP given the option, like when it comes to Scotland. But that was a UK vote, and I think a lot of people genuinely felt like they were helping that they were helping to get rid of the Tories, when it's an absolute rock fact that not a single vote in Scotland counts towards a UK election. Labour would have got in regardless. If all of Scotland had voted for SNP, Labour would have got in regardless, because that's how it fucking works. Do you know what I mean? But up here, a lot of people don't realise that. You're seeing the polls, it's like 50-50, you know, like to exit for like most of the time. And those people that are like fence sitters are on the other side, they don't read into the news to see, oh, right, actually my vote for Labour doesn't fucking matter, so I'm just going to vote for Scotland again. Do you know what I mean? So Scots just need to remember that when they cast a vote, no matter what the fucking vote is for, no matter what the propaganda has told you in the lead up to the vote, your vote should be for Scotland. It should be in Scotland's benefit. Don't vote for the same old arseholes that are fucking taking all your rights from you and killing off any funds you might have saved up in your bank accounts. Like, killing off your chances at getting jobs and things by, like, literally putting hurdles up against you. Don't vote for the arseholes. Vote for your country. Vote for the one party that keeps showing that they're actually looking out for your fucking country and for you, you know? Like, it doesn't make sense to me, honestly.
Do you think because we've had some, well, obviously Scottish Labour haven't really had control, have they done this? From your view, they haven't really done anything really, pretty much since they've come in at all. But do the polls suggest they are going to turn to the SNP next year?
So a lot of one of the things that like people, and especially Alba voters and things, but you've got SNP voters too that are saying, do you know what? We're getting a little bit like impatient with this whole like independence thing, and we're voting you in, and we keep voting you in for this one goal, and you're going to have to actually just start focusing on it now. And those same people don't understand Scotland's place in the Union. They don't understand, right? Like, Holyrood is a branch office of fucking Westminster. It has no powers that Westminster won't give it to it, right? It has no say. Like, so... Is it fair to say
it's like a burnout that people are feeling maybe from it?
Like that, because they've been doing the march, and they've been doing the whole social media constant keeping up momentum and trying to keep people engaged in things.
Yeah.
But what they don't realize, these people that are like, oh, the SNP just aren't doing anything. Oh my God, they're just taking so long, and they're not. Oh, I think they're just wanting their seats. They're just enjoying sitting on their laurels and earning their wages. Fuck off. Right? They literally have zero power to do anything because Westminster, right? People have to accept that. But what John Swinney has come up with recently was off the back of supporters and like party members' suggestions for a while now, was that a Holyrood election should be a de facto independence vote. So it should be a plebiscite election where if a certain majority of the SNP are voted in at the next Holyrood election, then that would be a de facto sign that the Scottish people have voted yes in an independence question election, referendum. And he's suggested that he might run the Holyrood campaign on that basis. And he has been speaking out more about the obtaining of independence, because people are saying, oh, they're not talking about it enough. They're just quite happy, just like, sitting there and doing what they can against the Tories, but they just quite like their jobs, The Tories give them work, or the Labour Party give them work, or Westminster gives them work, So I think if he maintains that stance, if he says, no, the next vote is going to be a plebiscite, it is going to be a de facto, like, yes or no, if you vote in the majority of SNP, then they will get a majority of seats at the next election. because that would be something that would inject a bit of positivity and hope into the Scottish grassroots kind of population that have been just wanting this since 2014, you know. But we'll see what happens.
But is it fair to say that a lot of people? No. I'll let Darren chime in here because I know you're enjoying the conversation. Because what's your feeling over this past year in terms of British politics? In what we've had a full year of Labour government now, a full year. Do you feel that anything has changed at all? Do you just feel like they're kind of just kicking? They're kind of just running things like as in their minds, same old sort of thing, and not really. Like I personally am not. I think for me personally, like I'm not seeing, I'm not hearing people feeling better off. Now I do accept that things take time to build and fix because the consensus is obviously there's a conception of when you smash things up, you can't just put it together in one day. Things take time, right? I think we can all accept that. But like one of the things I wanted to see this year was some signs of improvement, signs that people are feeling betterness or something. Like it doesn't have to be big things, but something that shows that they are doing something about people's well-being and whatnot. What are you seeing anything at all, Darren, at all from your perspective, or what you've heard, what you've over the past year, like in terms of policies and whatnot? What's your overall view, if that makes sense?
Yeah. I know what you mean. For me, I quite liked the employment rights bill, and I found the renters' rights bill very, very interesting as well. And I thought, ooh, interesting. But it's a little bit like when you get your homework, and then you realise that you're getting on the bus to school the next day, and you realise you've not done your homework, so you try and do your homework on the rattling bus, and it's writings all over the place, and then you hand it to your teacher. Then the next day you get a C-. Can do better. It's like, let's be honest. How many seat majority did they get?
Over 400.
Yeah, there could be so much more. Well, I won't say daring, but it just seems brave. That's the word. So much more braver. And let's be honest here, the right wing press are going to go for them, come what may. So to hell with them. You've got 5 years in power to basically do whatever you think is right to make people's lives better. And they just seem to be spending more and more time, for me, as though worrying about what's Nigel Farage doing? What's he saying? And it just seems to me that he's been shit to immigrants. Well, let's do a bit of that. Might see if we can pinch one or two of their votes. They could do so much better. Like I say, I've seen a few of the legislation, and I think, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, that could be interesting. It's like the latest one they're doing is the trial, but taking juries out of some trials and what.
Certain cases, low level cases, and taking juries out. The assumption, which has been debunked by some baronesses in the courts, is that it won't make a bloody difference to clearing the backlog. But what they're saying is that if we take the jury services out, it means cases will get done quicker. Well, it's like well, technically it won't, because it's not like you're hiring more judges to cover the jurors anyway, and also it's also more work for the judges to do, because they still have to obviously make a conscious decision, and it's a single person, so it's not 12 jurors. Is it 12 jurors or 18 jurors? I'm getting my memory fixed up. I should know because I've been a juror twice.
12 jurors?
I think it's 12.
Yeah.
And you have 12 people who are making a conscious decision, whereas one judge can make the wrong decision. And the other thing is that the difference between jurors and the judge, and I'm sure you guys agree with me, is that like they're not fully embedded in all aspects of the law. Jurors are. They are humans as well as obviously making the decision by what the evidence is put in front of them. And I think morality plays a huge role in what jurors making the decision in comparison to a judge, where a judge will make a decision based on more of the law rather than based. If that makes sense.
But there's so many court cases where there's like necessary evidence that would change the course of a trial that's not given to jurors, which the judge is going to have access to all of that and would therefore be able to make a potentially better decision.
There is that argument as well, because there was a case with, I think it was Greenpeace or one of the climate activist cases, where they got acquitted by the jurors, and the judge was furious that the jurors acquitted them of this case, because they appealed to the jurors in saying that what they're doing is they're fighting for a really important cause, despite the fact that they broke the law. But the problem was, the fact was, is that they broke the law and they should have paid the price for that, but they didn't. They appealed to the morality and the humanity of the jurors, and basically saying we're doing this because we have to make a case, because the world, the planet's going to die. That's a kind of the case that they put to the jurors, and it worked.
Because like as I say, me when it comes to stuff like that, for me, like I say, that was just an example. I didn't really have a strong opinion either way. If somebody says no, it's bad because of da 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 da, yeah, that's a fair point. And if they said no, it's good because of da 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 da, fair point. And I'm thinking, and I found it interesting, fascinating why those on the right wing are making a big deal of it. Because like Sarah mentioned, the employment rights and the renters' right, very end, the breakfast clubs and the lifting of the 2-child benefit cap. Now, people say they should have done that earlier, rightly or wrongly, but they've done it. But I just think there's so much more they could have done, and like you said, just be more braver. But it just seems to me that our Kurt is rather he tries to play it safe, doesn't he? And that's my view. I just think it could. I didn't more guilty for. That's an interesting thought, actually. Yeah.
Thanks for that, Five Scott.
Well, one of my favourite people, Davy Keane, has posted saying that he's saying Starmer's scared to put folk in front of a jury because the jury will find them not guilty and it won't look good for him. But, there is that viewpoint, the fact that these terrorism laws that have suddenly come into effect against the Palestine Action support base, which were owned to Davies, have fallen foul of. There is that idea down where maybe they just really do need to see people actually convicted of these things, and that maybe a jury of their peers is less likely to convict them of supporting these things, because the majority is on board with, not being on side with genocide, really. So funny that.
Yeah, it's interesting.
But
I do feel that I wouldn't be surprised at all if Israel are playing a hand in government politics when it comes to our laws and whatnot. Allegedly, I'm putting out there, allegedly, just in case anyone's listening. I do think that Israel does have too much of a hold, allegedly, in British politics. We keep talking about Russian influence, but we're not talking about the influence that they have. I wouldn't be surprised if they had
Israel lobbies all over the place that have so much money. If you think how many billions of dollars and pounds the West give Israel to be their guard dog in the East, and then Israel is just taking all that money and putting it back into the governments that gave it to them in little drips and drabs. They get 10 billion but for a couple of thousand, an MP is going to sit there in Parliament and be on your side and stop a bill for going through. Come on, man. You would.
It is fast. Well, I am interested to see what the case happens with the judge on the because there is a case of looking to overturn the appeal of the group. I'm very interested to see how far that goes. I don't know if it's going to get overturned or not, if I'm honest. There, I feel like it's 50-50 because I obviously I don't know who the judge is. I don't know like if there's a bit of bias or not in the judge because I am a bit skeptical, you know, because I don't know if they could go to if they lose if we lose the case, because I do say we because I believe it was wrong to prescribe them as a terrorist organization in my opinion.
100%.
But
yeah,
I don't know if they
a little bit dodgy.
Yeah, but I don't know if they lose in the UK, if they lose in this high court case, where do they go from there? I don't know. Can they go to an international court? Can they go to you? I don't know if the ECHR can do anything there. Like, as I said, tough one to be fair. Like,
can you imagine if they did go ECHR and they actually absolutely won? What do you think they'll be saying? Nigel Farage, it's time we left the ECHR.
We have to liberate ourselves from all your human rights.
Unfortunately, this is the same argument that they're going to make over the whole trans rights debacle, which is infuriating me because I'm literally, in my mind, it's like, just take it to the ECHR already and put the government back in its bloody box over this issue because it really is. It's just a small minority of people who are scaremongering. It's literal scaremongering. We all go to the bloody bathroom. Like, we're there to do our bloody business. There's no more discussion about it. Like I haven't, like, correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm more than happy to be proven wrong by anybody in the chat. Like, I've not heard of a case of a trans woman or a trans man attacking someone in the toilets. I've not heard of an incident like that. If someone
it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter. A man that wants to assault a woman, they're making it all about women's rights after all. If a man wants to attack a woman, they're not going to go to the bother of dressing up as a lassie to make that happen.
Yeah.
Men are going to assault women wherever they find the opportunity to assault women. Those that are that way inclined, they're going to take their opportunities where they find it. They're not going to dress up as a lassie and go to that hassle. Most of them are very scared of seeming effeminate in any way. These are your butch men, after all, that are the ones that are most likely to assault a lassie. Not one that's going to don a skirt. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it absolutely does not fucking matter, like, who comes in the toilet. I've been assaulted by men numerous times throughout my life. Never by one in a skirt. Never by one wearing makeup.
Yeah. You generally find that anybody who's transitioned, they'll be scared to go to the toilet for fear of being assaulted themselves, won't they?
Plus, it takes so long to get to the point of transition. It takes so long to get the courage in yourself to go for it, to be yourself, and then you've got to go through all the hoops and therapy and all these just to get any kind of headway in that. You're not going to want to toss all that out the window just because you're like feeling a wee bit frisky one night and you want to assault some lassie. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
there's another factor as well that people that the minorities who are falling into this bollocks as well, who are like who are concerned citizens, is that they can easily mistake a woman for being a transgender woman based on their appearances.
Though they keep failing to do that properly or well.
like how long before we have an incident where a biological woman is kicked out of the women's toilets because
that's happened. That's already
happened. It's already happened.
There's already been like straight white women getting attacked in bathrooms, but there was one that made the news, and I think she was lesbian, and she was a little more masculine in her carriage, etc. But yeah, I think it was not an airport bathroom or something, and some lassie complained and tried to get security to chuck her out. And she's like,
so what she do? Pull out a passport, and then they couldn't say anything.
I mean, well, I posted like the opposite. I was like, oh, you can tell a trans person, can you? And I just posted a whole a whole slew of like these buff, very good-looking men, all of who used to be female, and you couldn't tell. Tell, and you wouldn't want to come up against any of them in a boxing ring. I mean, like, so no, these people are idiots, and they need to get out of people's bedrooms. They need to get out of people's underwear. They need to fucking focus on whatever shit they've got on the go. Get yourselves projects, get creative, whatever, just to get a wee bit of sanity back in there, and just let people do what they're going to do. See, as long as nobody's hurting somebody, it doesn't let people choose the options they're going to choose. It doesn't matter to you. Like, it has no bearing on you.
Yeah, go watch funny cat with videos or something.
They don't even know a single trans person in their lives. They're never going to come across a trans person, and that's most of the reason why they are the way they are. If you don't know something, the tendency is to be scared of the thing. Doesn't matter what it is, but you're scared of skydiving. You go you want to do it again. Scared of getting tattoos. Get a tattoo. Oh, suddenly you want another one. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You meet a trans person. Racists meet people of other ethnicities, have a quick chat, and they're not as bad as I thought they would be, and suddenly, avenues are opened up. But they won't go to that point because they're that way, that they've staked their claim to ignorance. They've decided, no, I don't want to know, to lessen my fear of this thing. I want no interest. These people are scum. We need to do something about them.
And this is where I think, social media is playing social media is both a positive and a negative. I always think of social media because what it allows people to do, and obviously it's great because it allows like us to come together here and people here in the chat, and it's
when your internet allows you.
When your internet allows you, and good and positive people. But it also means that people who have the same nasty thoughts about things look for people with the same kind of thoughts rather than trying to look at things from a different perspective. And they go into that bubble and then they stick to that ideal without wanting to step outside of their bubble and listen to a different perspective or a different side on things. Like, that's the thing that I think. The problem is that we're not having enough people. I think enough people are willing to have engagements and debates. It's good that there are still debates and whatnot still taking place in colleges and universities and whatnot, not just here but other places around the world, which is still happening. But there are a lot of people now who are just getting embedded in a certain ideology and a certain belief and not willing to kind of just like see things from someone else's perspective. The saying that. Yeah, the saying I always say is that try to put yourself in someone else's shoes. Like sometimes I don't understand why someone says a certain thing. Like Piers Morgan is an absolute arsehole sometimes, but then there's a time where he actually where he made Tucker Carlson look like a fucking idiot because Tucker Carlson was trying to jump.
Difficult. Come on, man.
Yeah, no, but I'm just looking at it as an example of like there's a lot of things that we can verbally disagree with him, but like he actually told Tucker Carlson, he didn't say you're a fucking idiot, but he was like figuring out like, what are you trying to say about World War II? That we shouldn't have gotten involved when Poland was getting hit by the Nazis. It's just like, To
be fair, a club of lard can make Tucker Carlson look stupid.
Well, I haven't looked at the Liz Truss show yet, and I don't know why Max has decided to dignify himself with reducing his intelligence by putting himself through that. I generally would not want to put myself through that. I mean, it'd be great. I don't know how good of content would it be me covering the Liz Truss show, and then every 5 minutes I'll be saying, "You're fucking idiot, this, or you're fucking that, you're fucking this." Like, I don't know if that's really good content, just me shouting and swearing of how fucking useless the lettuce is. But maybe some people would enjoy that. I don't think I would. It wouldn't be. I don't think it'd be good for my sanity.
See, the thing is, the trouble with her, this is my opinion, she's an incredibly boring person. And she just says all that nonsense.
Hold on.
Just to get attention.
Who's more boring, though, Keir Starmer or Liz Truss?
Oh, Liz Truss.
Okay.
Without a doubt, Liz Truss. Because there's no facial expressions. There's nothing.
No personality.
No, there isn't. There isn't no.
She's a sock puppet.
Yeah. To be fair to him, but at least he can crack a joke. It might not hit the mark, but he can crack a joke. He can at least crack a joke. Whereas if she, it's like what did she do when what did she say when them two when she was prime minister and they tore a conference and she wore that ridiculous red dress and a couple of them protesters jumped up or something and.
Is that the same conference where letters kept falling off the boards?
I think that might have been. I know what you mean, Theresa May, but yeah,
there's never one that's not funny in some way.
Yeah,
she cannot think on her feet. It's supposed in a way, a little funny way he can to a certain degree, but she cannot. She can't, can she?
Her interviews need to be a controlled environment where the interviewer is very controlled. Got the specific questions and whatnot and that kind of thing. Like even in America, certain speeches and whatnot, she still finds a way to make herself look like a fucking idiot.
yeah. Because I often think I think somebody needs to say to her, "I think you need to see a doctor. You're not very well, are you?"
But the thing is, she's still getting financial backing. These people, there are people, dark powers, who are still backing her. Still, there is this instilled belief in some financial backers or in really powerful people who generally think that she can actually influence people and get back into politics. And I'm like, a part of me is thinking, thank fuck she wasn't an MP, because if she was an MP, but if she was still an MP, they would flood. These same people who are backing Liz Truss, they would flood so much money into the Conservative Party into pushing her back in the front of the queue in that party if she was an MP.
Like, let's be honest here. She had one of the safest Tory seats ever, at the last election. If you shoved a blue rosette on a massive tub of margarine, the tub of margarine would have won hands down, and she lost it. So how on earth is she going to get back into politics? I have no idea. And like when you mentioned, she gets the back ears, and I'm thinking, absolutely baffling. Anybody could tell straight away she's an absolute Fruit Loop. And a boring one at that.
There's so many. This is the thing, right? This is the thing that baffles me, right? Is like, I don't know who these people are backing Liz Truss, but what boggles my mind is, it's like, what part of she ain't fucking got it anymore? Do you not understand? There are so, like, literally, there are, like, even Jonathan fucking Gullis, who's a bit of a bellend, like, even it could be a better, you could make him work far better than bloody Liz Truss, because he wouldn't be so robotic, You
might be pushing that a little bit, Rick.
there are some Conservatives that they could easily back instead, and yet they're just like, I don't understand it. It's just such a big waste of money, Dogs barking at drones, says Van Man Talks.
Yeah. But yeah, there's nothing. She just seems to have that. Oh, when you see her talk on the screen, she seems to have that "who am I, where am I" look on her face as she's talking. That vacant stare as she's talking, and doesn't say anything that's slightly emotional or. And stays at the same monotone pace. And I try to save the West from the doom loop. And I'm just, I just saw a little clip, and I'm thinking, your wife said to me, says, "Do you think she'll get a lot of views?" I think the start probably will do, but people think, as soon as people say, what a boring fart she really is.
Yeah, people will have watched the first episode to see just like, okay, how could I make parodies out of this? Like the Matt Greens, the Nerdy Skinner. What's it, Nerdy Skinner, is it? Who does the Noreen, that's it. Like, I'm surprised she hasn't made time to do this, because like as soon as they announced the show, I was just thinking, like I was just thinking, where the hell is she? Like there's like you've just hit the jackpot here with this show.
It must be horrendous to know that one of your best impersonators who does an impression of you is much better at Liz Truss than you.
So she's got the smile as well.
Yeah. I love the laugh as well.
She
does that laugh as well. Brilliant.
I don't know, like, if she's actually going to run as an MP again, or if she's going to go back into the Conservatives, honestly? Or if she's just literally just going to sit on the outside and try to influence, and everyone's just going to say, "Can you please shut up and go away?" Like,
yeah.
Can you imagine the kind of people that would allow themselves to be influenced by Truss? If she was to do
if people are still being influenced by Donald Trump, even after they are being told that, even after being deported by Donald Trump.
I think it's the only difference between him and her and Trump is more charismatic than she is.
Oh dear, he's right. We have all just explained why she's more entertaining.
No.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Glasgow Kiss has made a point that everyone is very happy with. I'm also happy. Heartening to see the SNP out in front of polls by a long way, showing Reform, Labour and Tories are as welcome here as a fart in a spacesuit.
Yeah. Well, I'm generally like, that's very good to see. I really hope the SNP do get pushed back, both in Scotland and Wales. You know, I really hope it's just a lot of rhetoric and talk. I don't know if Jenny, did you see there was a video a while ago about, they did like an insider video of some Scottish Reform voters. Who was it with? I don't know if you remember the video, Darren, or not. There was, I can't remember where it was in Scotland, but they had, someone in the chat's will remind me.
Is this the one where they were saying that the war in Israel should end, the Palestinian people should be freed, but it wasn't because they were supporting the Palestinian people, it was because the genocide against the Palestinians has created immigrants here and they didn't much enjoy that, so the war should end because they need
it could have been that group. It could have been that group, but I know a mainstream media did a video on it.
That was literally 5 minutes walk from here where that interview took place.
Oh dear.
Brigton Cross, like, and I thought, oh, that's a take I hadn't considered. Like, you're pro-Palestine, but purely because you're anti-immigrant. Okay, all right, sure, fair enough.
Okay, well, I generally mean this. I just hope the reform doesn't gain ground in Scotland and Wales, because you know it's going to be a tough fight as it is between now and the local elections, just as much in England as well, because at the moment the polls are all going their way at the moment in England. And I'm not seeing, even with Farage and the whole racism stuff constantly being dragged up and being reminded of, I'm not seeing it hurt him at all at the moment. And that is concerning, because it's like people are like, we don't care if he's a racist, we're still going to vote for him. And it's like,
I think those will be those who are those who are basically Farage supporters, come what may. I just think when it really comes to it, will they really vote for him? When it really matters, will they put their trust in him? That's a different kettle of fish, isn't it? Really.
But it's how much anti-Farage media are not just from a social media perspective, but how much is it going to come from the political parties as well? Because there is so much evidence out there against him, and it's just about how you put that evidence in front of the public. Because there's still so many, because there's a lot, like we know, because we're in the know of most news and politics, right? But there's so many people who don't pay any attention to any news whatsoever, right? And they just see a guy who seems like a charismatic, buoyant kind of person, and they'll just think, yeah, that guy seems to know what he's doing, I'm going to vote for him. Because it seems a lot of people cast their votes on charismatic people rather than actually thinking about the actual policy. So it's like, oh, he seems like a decent guy. Oh, yeah, I'll put my vote behind him without any kind of thought process into how bad this person's doing. What's even worse is when people cast their votes for reform, knowing that they're not actually voting for him as their MP, even though they think he's their MP as well. And it's just, it's just.
The other trouble is he's too divisive, though, isn't he? He's going to split votes. He's going to split votes.
He is going to split votes. If Raj gets in, a lot of people will be leaving England cheer for Scotland. I wonder how many will be leaving for Wales as well. Thank you for that super chat. And apologies if I missed super chats earlier in the stream, guys. Thank you for them. I do appreciate it, by the way. I'm really. They're going to get some. They're going to get some votes in Wales. They're going to get votes in Wales as well. But the question is, are they going to get enough votes to have a say in the Welsh? The Welsh. Is it Seed? I hope I'm saying it right.
Senate.
Senate. Thank you. I never get that word right. I apologise to any Welsh viewers there. Are they going to have influence in that in there? Like, I don't think they. I hope not. I hope it's a Plaid Cymru kind of Labour controlled sort of government. But because Plaid Cymru are saying all the right things, but I'm generally people are still buying into it that immigration is the big problem in Wales, except they don't control anything that happens with immigration in Wales, though.
Well, when's the next Welsh election? Is it?
I don't want to open up my screen.
It's
crash. Someone in the chat will. It's definitely next year because there's a lot of local elections next year. It's definitely next year. Yeah, we've got that next year, and the Welsh Assembly election says. I'm sure someone will dig it up for us there. And then we obviously have local elections in England next year, which I really hope the Greens do well. I mean, so far they've been really getting a fair share of polling as well. Jenny, what have you make of Zach Polanski since he became the Green leader of England and Wales? What based on what you've heard of him? What do you think of Zach Polanski as a politician, and even as a person, shall we say, as well, based on what you've heard from him?
I've literally not looked into the guy, but everything that has appeared in my social media feed all seems positive. Like I haven't really come across anything negative about the guy at all. So he said
he's for Scottish independence,
which is fine, like as he should be. All right, but yeah, no, I've not heard bad things about him. So yeah.
Okay.
If we didn't have the SNP up here, I'm sure I would have looked into him more and I would be on side. But yeah, no, sorry.
Thank you, Viper Scott. Welsh elections is the 7th of May next year. There you go. Thank you for that, Viper Scott. What do you make of Zach Polanski so far, then, Darren? How do you think he's done so far this year? Considering the memberships that he's gained, I mean, obviously, he still needs to convert the polls and the memberships into results, and then the local elections will speak for itself. So far, he's done pretty well, I would say. In particular, I don't know how much of the debates you've seen of him, but I think at times he's done pretty okay. The one where he's not done well was his one with Rory Stewart, which I think is. I do think Rory Stewart was kind of a bit more out to harm him and the Greens more than anything. But what do you think?
I'm a little bit like Jenny. I've not watched any of the debates. I just think, nah, because I just think that there's a long way to go before the next general election. I just tend to take more interest when it comes to maybe a year before the election, and because what they're saying now will soon be forgotten in 2028, 2029. So he's saying all, from what I've been hearing, like you see, we're saying all the positive stuff, but will it be remembered in 2028, 2029? Probably not. I just think what he says in that last year, I think will be more and more important. So, and it depends on who is up against? Is Keir Starmer going to be still there? Is Kamikaze Bad Enough going to still be there?
Well, the mainstream media are saying she's doing all right, which is very concerning.
But she's irrelevant.
I mean, the Reform Party have taken over, like, filled the kind of right-wing space and has taken up a lot of the right-wing votes in England.
Yeah.
And as it's kind of seems to be a habit to have a two-party system, it'd be nice if the Greens kind of took up and filled the left-wing void that Labour had left. It would be good if they were able to get, because Reform have effectively supplanted the Tories. So I don't see why another party shouldn't be able to supplant the Labour Party, because the Labour Party have literally just chucked all their former stances in the bin, to the point where even the unions were looking to separate ties with them.
Yeah.
So I would suggest that Green Party would be an excellent substitute for your Labour Party.
Yeah, a lot of young voters have definitely, according to most polls, have turned to the Green Party. There's been
but will they vote though?
Well, a lot of them have actually joined the membership as well.
But will they vote though?
Well, isn't the voting age going to be reduced here in England? Isn't it?
It's still will they vote though?
Talking about making it 16, weren't they?
Yeah. Will they vote though? Will they really go out on a Thursday, wet Thursday, whenever, and bother to vote? That's the thing.
Well, it depends how appealing the landscape is going to be. And so far, I think from like the social media that I'm seeing from him, not even just debates, but I think some of the social media videos have been very appealing. If you just spend it, but obviously it's also about what they're doing on the ground as well. And this is why I'm kind of like not even paying much attention to your party, because it's kind of like a bit of a shambles, really.
Oh yeah, right, bit of a shame, really, isn't it?
I just think like like that whole thing. I still blame Zara Sultana for it. I know some people saying it's a combination of her and Jeremy Corbyn, but I generally do blame a lot of it on Zara, because she's the one who decided to, I'm just going to tell everyone on Twitter about it. And it's just like, without even telling anyone else, like even Jeremy Corbyn was like, what the hell? Like, why did you do that? Like already you're like saying, you're undermining the project in the first place just by going behind the backs of other MPs. Like, so straight off the bat, it was just like, it's just not going to work.
To be honest, when it comes to Zara, so you get the feeling her heart's in the right place, but I get the feeling she lets her emotions get the better of her and doesn't take a step back, think, and she just, if she's going to do it, she's just going to do it, and to hell with everybody else.
She boycotted the first day of the conference.
Yeah, so it just seems a little bit all over the place, doesn't it, your party? Which is a bit of a shame, really.
You and Jeremy are like the two main faces of this movement, of this new political party, and you decide not to attend the first day of the conference.
I didn't take much interest in, but was there a particular reason why?
There was a particular reason. Some people were not allowed in, apparently, despite the fact that they had booked hotels and had invitations and whatnot.
Oh, right.
Apparently, it's because they were part of certain groups or something. I don't know the full context. The problem is that nobody is saying who is stopping who actually getting in, by who or what, because of the way the thing is structured. It's like there's no actual leader. So who is the leader? The only thing they've decided is the two things that they've decided is they've decided to call your party, and the second thing they've decided is that instead of having a single leader, they're going to have a collective leader. But we have no fucking idea if it's going to be a group of 4, group of 6, group of 8, group of 10, group of 12. We don't know what the collective is going to be. And it's going to be like, who's going to do the media rounds? Who's going to be the spokesperson? Like, who's going to do, like, and how are you going to dictate policies? And it's just like,
just out of interest, when it came to the speakers for the conference, was their intro music Billy Smart Circus intro?
No, that was that Reform Russia's conference.
That's what it sounded like. That's what it sounds like to me at the moment from what we've been seeing. And as I say, I just think it's a bit of a crying shame.
It is a bit of a crying shame because, like, the idea, on paper, the idea is very good because it's very much about. Because the idea is it's obviously about not one person, but a group of people coming together to make decisions on policies that they feel is in the best interest of the UK. That's kind of the perspective of it, rather than just one person making a decision.
Because here's my view on people will say, "Oh, it's just going to split the left and split the vote, this and that and the other." But if you're feeling politically homeless, and then it's you've got a choice. You know what I mean? And if people are crying about, oh, you're just splitting the vote, you're going to get the reform. Well, bring in policies that are going to attract people to vote for you.
But we don't know what their policies are because they're a collective. Exactly. They're not decisive. Like if you know you know roughly what the policies of Labour, Conservative. Well, Conservatives don't have any. They just keep riding off reform. But like the Lib Dems, we kind of know what some of their policies are because they keep banging on about, the care sector, NHS, rejoining the EU, rejoining the single market and customs union, which is a good thing, which we all want at some point. But in the Green Party have a lot of good policies, not just on the environment, but climate change, inequality, taxing the wealthiest, nationalising our water and energy, which that should have been done as well. Like those are some clear policies there, but they don't. There's not a cohesive, clear, like, not just a policy of that, but what are they? They claim they're a socialist party. Okay, what do you mean by that? Like, what
just sound like they're winging it, don't they?
It does. That's a good way of putting it. Yeah, winging it does sound a lot like it, to be fair. Your party was doomed to failure because there was a no party food and drink. Nobody wants to go to that box.
Brilliant, Kirsty.
So we're at the conference and nobody brought any water, nobody brought any food. Like, where's the buffet? Buffet? What buffet? Couldn't even afford the buffet. Oh, we only just had enough for the conference itself. Dear, oh dear. Speaking of chaos, guys, are you guys looking forward to going to the World Cup at all next year?
Yeah, I'm just not going to take my burner phone, and I'm certainly not going to tell them about my social media or my Twitter.
I got a text message from our friend saying we'd got Brazil, and the only reaction was just to laugh a lot at that. So.
Well, the good news is if you do decide to travel, which by the way, the tickets are expensive as hell, as you would expect from the World Cup. Not only that, you have to give up all your social media as well for the last 5 years if you want to enter the United States of America.
Listen, the Ministry of Defence already have me pegged as a terrorist for existing at Faslane camp, so I'm not allowed into America. The choice has been taken out of my hands.
The thing that I feel for is there's a lot of football fans who have already bought their tickets, and this policy is coming to play, and it's like, oh shit, I've said bad things about Trump. What do I do?
Quickly go to social media.
Well, either you delete your social media or you take a burner phone.
Yeah. All I'll say is, if I told them my channel, I hope to God they don't look at my Friday Frolic. Because honestly, there's not.
Oh yeah, you are without a shadow of a doubt the biggest threat to Donald Trump and U.S. national security.
Yes, especially with my impersonation and all my Trump skits.
Oh no, that man's definitely a threat to national security. We can't allow him in the country.
No, yeah, exactly. I'll be sent to El Salvador or somewhere, one at roughest prisons, never to be seen again.
But on a serious point, it's really disheartening because not just there's lots of people who still want to, like, even taking away the football right per se, like there's still lots of people who want to go to America, who wants to visit all the great places that they have there. Because you take, like, there are still lots of good people in America. Take away the politics, right? Take away the politics and the MAGA and whatnot. You know, ordinary people in America, there are some really good people, like, just living about their lives as normal. And they're going to get, and the tourist industries in so many parts of America is going to get so hammered so badly by this. I mean, I think I can't remember if you was here to, so like, I know, like, so many tourist industries are really struggling in America, and this is only going to make it worse. It's going to put people more off. I mean, it's great for Canada, it's great for other countries around the world, don't get me wrong, but it's kind of like, I feel for people who have absolutely nothing to do with politics and are going to suffer for no reason whatsoever, other than, they just don't want foreigners turning up, coming into the United States anymore. And it's just like, well, what am I supposed to do with my tourist industry now? You know, where am I going to get the money from? Like, the only solution I have is to ramp up the price and hope more Americans coming from one side of the country to another comes to visit my state and comes to visit my places. But even that's, like, you know, that's still not going to save them.
No.
It's just really frustrating. The UK's tourism industry must be thrilled with this news, says Joe. Yeah, I'm sure they're thrilled. Yeah, Texans must be absolutely delighted with this. So apparently, Dave Blasé, you have more chance of getting into North Korea than the USA now, apparently, according to Mad Monk.
Yeah, you're probably right there, Mad Monk. How are you doing there, my friend? You're probably right. Yes.
Yeah.
Does that mean I'd have to wear a King Jong-un type haircut as well? Because I'm bald as a badger, so I might struggle in that department.
Wigs are available.
Yeah, but I think I'd struggle to find a wig in Kim Jong-un's style over here first.
It's going to be some in the fancy dress department, guaranteed.
Yeah, eBay.
I was kind of thinking before
Rocket Man, you know.
Yes.
I was actually kind of thinking, like, before this policy was announced, I thought, if you just put on a MAGA cap or something and wear some American shirts and whatnot, you know, they might just let you pass, but that's not even gonna stick anymore now, because they still want to check your phone, even though you've got a MAGA hat and whatnot, and you're a big Trump fanboy. No, we still need to check your phone. No, I'm definitely a fan of Trump. No, we still need to check your phone.
Yeah.
How loud and proud are you?
Yeah.
How loud and proud. Not the way you want.
Yeah. Yes, we are banishing you to El Salvador due to your disgraceful live streams on a Friday at 5 o'clock. Taking the rise out of Donald Trump.
Absolutely. So, what do you guys honestly think the reason that the US has been poking with Venezuela? Is it really just the oil? Because my theory is that this is all that they are literally waiting for either the midterms or the presidential election, as when it comes close to either one of them. My prediction is that Donald Trump will say fuck Congress and literally go to war with Venezuela for no reason whatsoever, just so he can avoid having either midterms or the presidential election and remain in power. That's why I think this whole Venezuela thing's about. I don't think it's about oil. I think it's about him remaining in power. But what do you guys honestly think the reason is? Do you honestly think it's due to oil?
I think he's staying in power regardless. I think he already has decided that. He literally told people in the lead up to the election, vote for me, you're never going to need to vote again. So he's already propping himself up and putting out AI videos of him as a king and shit, like an actual fucking king, just scooting about in planes and dropping shit on his own population of Americans.
Yeah, I saw that AI video.
So hang on. So he's already propped himself up for longevity as the new head of America. But I think it's resources. I think it's always resources. He always wants land. He always wants more money. He always wants whatever he can. And he wasn't willing to help out Ukraine without resources. Everything he does always has like an underpinning of, if we're going to do something for you, if we're going to help you or give you financing or whatever, we're going to expect some kind of long-term resource deal. Like,
but he's totally forgotten about Greenland. Like, he's totally forgotten about Greenland. He didn't annex the Panama Canal, and he kept going on about that, didn't he? Like the Canada thing. Like I think he was told about Canada. Look, it ain't going to happen, Donny. Look, let's just quietly drop it, because that one's a bit too unrealistic, you know.
But will MAGA go for it? You know, they voted him on the premise that no more wars. Will they be happy with it?
They voted him in for the Epstein nonsense, which he is
exactly.
Oh my God, don't show the thing.
Yeah.
But was it the Select House Committee just went, nah, boom, release. Like, there's your name 2,500 times, Donald. Enjoy that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I generally think that there's like 100 people like literally going through the Epstein files, redacting as much as Donald Trump, because he says, I want every single one of my cross that out, put someone else's name in. Because it's not actually on a computer, the Epstein files. It's actually proper paperwork, is my understanding. It's like actual.
He's had people on the payroll to thwart those efforts from the moment he got in the hot seat again.
Yeah.
Because he ran on the Epstein thing. And he's got to have been thinking, this is going to bite me in the butt in 2 seconds. He's got in the hot seat and immediately got people on the payroll specifically to get rid of names, hide, come up with reasons not to bring it any further. Like, oh no, it was the Democrat. Sure, it was them that wanted you to look into this, not us. You weren't saying those things. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
is it? And then also there's
everything, because it's on to the next thing. It's always on to the next thing to make you forget all the other things he did before that should have ended their support.
That dead cat can I throw on the table.
Yeah.
There's also the boat strikes, like in the Caribbean. Like there's been more than 20 boat strikes, and it's just like so outrageous what they are doing, and so immoral what they're doing. Like, it's really fucking bad, because it's like, oh yeah, we're targeting Venezuelan drug gangs and whatnot, and it's like, dude, you've not provided single fucking shred of evidence, not to the public, not to Congress, not to anyone. You've provided no evidence whatsoever, none at all. And then I'm sure you guys have heard the story about what Pete Hegseth allegedly ordered a second strike on the boat after 2 survivors clung onto the boats, and he actually allegedly said to shoot them. And then literally a week or 2 ago, before this story came out, there was a video from the Democrats. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. I'm sure some people in chat may be aware of it. But they put out a video a couple of weeks ago, some different Democrats, senators and congressmen and whatnot. And they basically said in that video, it was like an appeal to basically all people, like military and whatnot kind of thing, saying to not follow illegal orders. They said, please don't follow illegal orders. This was a couple of weeks ago, before all this kind of stuff came out. They kept saying, please don't follow illegal orders.
Can you imagine the fact that they felt they had to fucking do that against
But this was
orders
before. This was before.
Like,
This was before the stories come out. So it's almost as if the Democrats, maybe the Democrats knew what they were doing, and then there's just like, go on.
Everything they do is like really like out on the surface. Trump is such a surface person. Like, everything he does, he says what he's doing, like, all the time. He makes it obvious, and I think that's how people don't know how to deal with him properly, is because he doesn't care about trying to keep it all secret and hush hush and doing backroom deals and maybe I can get this if I do these several steps to be diplomatic about it. No, he's just like, I want that thing. Boom, boom. Doesn't give a fuck how that happens, what anyone bloody thinks of how that happened. It's all very surface. So if the Democrats didn't think that something of this like was coming, they would have had to have been blind. He's made it obvious. He's literally willing to do whatever it takes to achieve his goals, and he keeps making his goals known to people. So,
but I don't think it's his goals. It's people behind him pulling strings, because he doesn't.
I mean, it doesn't matter whether it's his or somebody else's. The fact is, he's saying the quiet thing aloud and going, "This is now what I want," because of whatever, like, influence has come upon him. whether it's money or a person in his ear, or maybe he just had a dream one night and went, oh yeah, that fucking sounds good. Whatever, for whatever reason, he's always just shouting about the things, just, oh, onto this thing now. This is now what the path I've been put onto for whatever. So it's not as if the Democrats aren't able to like plan ahead to a certain extent, or to mitigate some of it, or to. But I think they've been caught off guard with just how open he's being with it all, and I think that's kind of put them on the back foot a wee bit, because
I think even Republicans have as well.
Anymore,
I think even Republicans have as well, because they're the only reason they are staying in line is because they know that if they go against him, they'll get kicked to the curb because of the way the system is. But at the same time, like, the more they stick to what's going on, the more people get mad at him because of the things that he is doing. Like, he's not improving anyone's lives. Like, he's not done fucking anything for ordinary people. The only thing I've heard that he's done, the only good thing that MAGA are happy about, the MAGA fans are happy about, is about the immigration numbers, because they have drastically reduced. Yeah, they have deported millions of people. I think it's about the. I read one report. I think it was like there was a report about how many people who actually been deported who didn't have a criminal record. It was like who didn't get deported that were apprehended by ICE, but they didn't actually have a criminal record. There was nothing wrong with them. It's like 75,000 people who have been rounded up, and then took weeks or months for them to be released when they realized, yeah, we don't have anything on this person. We have to let them go. There was literally a story. Literally today on Twitter, I was looking at this. There was a clip because they had the I can't remember that woman's name. She was
Carol Cadwallader.
No, it's a different one. I think Kristi Noem. Is it Kristi Noem?
Oh, right.
Yeah. That nasty
Thirsty
woman.
Noems.
That's it. Yeah, and she was in front of the Senate or committee hearing. I think it was today or yesterday, and basically, like, she was asked to explain why she deported a veteran who served the American people in Panama. Why this person was deported, like, after serving.
Joe Biden's fault?
No, she did. She just dodged the question, like anyone. She literally dodged the question. Like, before the question was even brought up, right? She was literally like, "We have not deported any veterans," and then literally they pulled up a video of the veteran and explained his story and whatnot, and then she just ignored the question and just rambled. And it's just like, these are veterans. These are people who have given dedication to the United States of America. Veterans, like, it's bad enough with immigrants, but you're talking about veterans who've literally given so much to the United States of America, and you've cast them out all because of, allegedly, the story is that he had the story is, if I recall from the video, is that he had one minor drug offenses. This was like more than like 20, 30 years ago, something terribly minor, and came clean, and he was totally fine since then. But apparently that's enough for ICE to be able to deport him, despite the fact that he served for the United States Army and for Panama. But apparently that was enough to justify deporting him. Apparently. So, yeah, you tell me. And then Glasgow Ghost brings up the oil tanker, which we touched on earlier, but I do find it ironic. You talk about them stealing an oil tanker from Venezuela. Isn't that what isn't that what the Somalis have been doing in the they do piracy there? And while at the same time he's racially discriminating Somalis, those in America, and I'm just like, you just couldn't make this shit up.
That's what David Keane was saying. Yeah.
You just couldn't make this shit up. The timing of all this is just like I don't know if it's planned or not, but it's just fucking balmy mad. And it being tanned is enough to get lifted by ICE. Yeah, it's true, Peter. It's absolutely true. It's absolutely true.
Yeah, but it's becoming more this way here, like, and it's not the police that are doing it; it's fucking people that are doing it. All these people standing outside hotels trying to get people, you know.
Yeah, I'm very fearful. Here. I'm very fearful if we get a reform government or a reform conservative coalition government or something, they're going to create some similar form of ICE here in the UK, and that is absolutely terrifying. or if they're going to adopt. That's the thing that I fear the most, because they are talking about it. They are talking about wanting to do something like that here. And I'm just thinking of all the innocent people who have, just like in America, those who have literally worked and contributed and dedicated their lives to where they are and have done nothing wrong and whatnot. And yeah, maybe they should have, maybe they don't have a passport or whatever, and they're just going to get rounded up and sent off, all because of the color of their skin or the nationality. And it's just...
If you think about it, Farage is kind of going to be like a harbinger of doom to the UK in a sense. He was like the driving force behind Brexit, him and his party. And what has that done for the UK? It's absolutely decimated the economy and jobs and okay, it's been pretty terrible. And now if he gets in with reform, I see there being a huge flurry of deportations all over the place. And he's going to come to find out just how detrimental getting rid of immigrants is to Britain and the UK. And then we'll see a double whammy of Farage fuckery upon the economy, upon the society, and we'll see what comes of it. I bet he still has support after.
I'm still not convinced he wants it. Nah, because for me, when it comes to scrutiny, it falls apart like a cheap suit, doesn't it? And he's done it over the last few weeks. Can you imagine if he became Prime Minister, the amount of scrutiny he'd have to deal with then?
But
not sure he really wants it.
I don't think he cares. I think he's going to brass draw it. I think
he might not. He might not have a choice though, as well. Because so many donors have invested in him, and he's under the influence of Russia allegedly. So he may like, there may be a part of him that doesn't want to, but he's like, you are going to fucking do this, or we're going to make you disappear. Allegedly.
That's quite tinfoil latte. but
like, here's the thing, right? Like, I see exactly where you're coming from, because like, if you're Nigel, I'm not saying that, but from Nigel Price's perspective, because I've seen where you're coming from, Darren, because you're looking at it from the perspective of, Donald Trump's looking really bad, he's looking really shit here, and I'm going to be the Prime Minister. Like, things are going to get fucked. I'm going to fuck things up so badly, and everyone's all going to point the finger at me, and they're going to make me the scapegoat and whatnot. I don't want that to be me. He wants to be like the Dominic Cummings, if you know what I mean, the guy pulling the strings behind the scenes rather than the front man, because that way he doesn't get the heat. But because he wants to look like the perfect being, like he wants that imagery and whatnot. But I don't think he can do that at this point. I don't think he can get out of that situation at this point. It is really a case of he's got to go for it, because if he doesn't, there's going to be a lot of angry people after him, because there's a lot of people, a lot of powerful influencers, not just allegedly Russia and other donors, but people have poured a lot of money. Literally, didn't someone literally that £9 million has been poured from one person into Reform Russia's party? So it's not a case of he can't back out sort of thing as well. Like, he might, like, I think either way he's going to be going for it either way, and he knows he's gonna crash and burn after, but he won't care, because even if he crashes and burns after, because he'll have all the money. He'll have all the money. He'll get his obviously lifetime pension from being a prime minister, which this trust should not be fucking having, for the record. He's not going to face whatever he does. He's not going to face anything for it. He's not going to face anything for it.
It's like, the thing is, you could tell when scrutiny comes his way, and difficult questions, he folds like a cheap suit. He absolutely folds. And I've heard the saying, nobody out barrages the Farage. But the thing is, when you watch him when he's asked difficult questions, you can see he's not comfortable with it. He doesn't like it. It's the same with the plastic Patriot little Dick ties. You know, when it comes to, they're so used to going on to KGBs, you know, having the bellies tickled, but when it comes to having to answer difficult questions, he folds. And I'm not really sure he wants it. Can you imagine him for 40 minutes at PMQs?
Well, it's just saying if Nightshot's out with him, we get Tice, because that would be nice. And Tice is not popular enough.
No,
he's not got that charisma like Farage has. Andrew Luke says Russia specifically targeting reform for payments proves that it can't be the Cummings, 8 figures under scrutiny from Gil already. Yeah, that's true as well. Yeah, I think Nigel Farage is he can't get out of it either way. To be fair, there.
But can I keep it going until 2029 though, or 2028, whatever it is?
It depends, because how much of this can we make? How much can we make all the negative stuff that we have on Farage stick? How much of the mainstream media is going to talk about it? Because here's the thing, there's only so much of it they're going to talk about. I mean, yes, in social media and in YouTubers and whatnot, we can keep going on about it. But how long before people gonna go want to hear something new or whatnot? We can keep talking. The Kent Council thing is going to be something we can keep coming back to, because there's always going to be new shit coming out of there. Oh, what's the next fuck up they've done? Oh yeah, we'll definitely talk about that. There's going to be something. There's going to be something all the time coming from there.
And you can't keep talking about immigration for the next 4 years, because people will get sick to death of hearing it.
Well, it's still the most popular thing. It's still the most popular. It's overtaken the economy in terms of talking, hasn't it? That's the problem.
Now it has, hasn't it? But will it be there in a couple of years' time?
That is a good question. But that is the thing that people keep talking about, is immigration. But that's where
it's winter time now. They're not going to be coming over on boats, are they? No, not in this weather.
Some people might.
I will want to take the chance.
Yeah. Do we think that if anything happens to Farage, do we think reform just literally crumbles straight away?
Yeah, I think it will do.
I don't think so. So. They'll get somebody like Tommy 10 Names or somebody to step up and just fill the void. There's a bunch of
Tommy Robertson.
There's a bunch of these. But there's a bunch of leaders for these little pockets of support that reform have that would quite happily step up and have already a support base willing to go, yeah, that guy, have that guy, do the thing, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think it's about Farage. I think it's about their shitty policies, and being crappy humans to other humans, and that's what's got support. And there's always going to be people spouting that people look up to and follow. So, yeah.
It's a cult. That's the word I was thinking.
A cult.
It's a whole cult, is what it is.
I was talking on Discord a bit ago, and we're talking about the fact that one of the things that defines a right-wing party is the fact that it's a party that's going to tell you to some other faction of the population, whether it's trans people, any LGBT, QIA, whatever person, color,
the deep state
person. Did they come from another country? Person, whatever, just othering. If your party has you other anybody for any reason, that's a right-wing party. It's a defining characteristic. But then so does religion. Also has you other everyone not of the religion. Cults have you other everyone that's not of the cult. It's all the same rule book, and it's all the same play book that they all kind of act upon.
Yeah,
so
I get mad when they keep saying it's a Christian country.
Things and unite each other, is the moral of my story.
I get really mad every time the politician comes out, one of the reform politicians or someone says like we are a Christian country, and it's just like we're not a Christian fucking country. Like we're not. We're a multicultural cultural country. Like what part of this do you not understand? And it's just like some people are stupid enough to buy into it, and some people will say, "Shut up, you know," like because there's lots of people in lots of different communities know that is not the case. And yeah, we have all sorts. Like I really want to stress this. Like, despite all the bad shit that is happening, right? We still have some wonderful people, wonderful, great communities with great different backgrounds of ethnicity and of religion in all different parts of England, Wales, Scotland, Northern Ireland, and people forget that. And the communities have been damaged so badly by the 14 years of austerity, and they are looking for scapegoats, and their anger and their frustration of things that they have lost. They've lost their communities, whether it's community centers being shut, whether it's councils not funding certain things, and there is this sense of loss, hope, and don't know where to go and whatnot. And when they don't have anything, what is it you do? You turn to anger and frustration, and you look for simple answers to complex solutions. And that's what reform are offering. And they don't see the iceberg that's coming, basically. I want to believe that Labour are going to fix things, but it's kind of hard. Like, it's like people are not feeling it. Like, yeah, here's the thing. Like, they say they're going to be reducing energy bills next year. Whoop-de-doo. Okay, that's something. It's not much. It's a good thing. Then Keir Starmer goes on about we're going to be capping the bus fares at £3. Yeah, but they're £2 this year, and they're going up by 50% next year. Like you know. Oh, also, yeah. Also, if you're in London, by the way, the tube fares are going to be going up. Oh, whoop-de-fucking-do for me, because I'm looking forward to getting on the tube next year, paying a bit more for it. Like, all right, freezing rail fares. Okay, that's nice. I would like to see a reduction in rail fares. You know, I'd also like better services personally.
And also, when you go through the tube, keep an eye out for Batman Bob. You know, because he don't want you to see you going through, not paying your money in to get in, like he did last year. Batman Bob Jenrick.
Oh yeah. I know. I got to watch out for that guy. You know, he's nothing but trouble. And like we've got this story about the whole grooming gangs inquiry going on. We have as well, and there's still the cases of the infected. I think it's the infected blood scandal. They are starting to get kind of their compensation. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's very, very slow. It's the same with the Post Office Horizon scandal, I think, as well. But again, it's very, very slow. But at least they're committed to it, I suppose. But there's so many problems, and we've had disasters after disasters. Like even as far back as Hillsborough. Like, what have we still learned from that? Has anyone paid the price for Hillsborough still? Like Grenfell, has anyone been held accountable for Grenfell? Like, has anyone been thrown in the docket because of that? Like,
they haven't even done anything about the buildings that have the same fucking cladding yet.
Well, they've said that they're going to all the cladding problems that they have, they'll all be gone by the end of this parliament. And it's like, okay. They also said they built 1.5 million homes, which it's definitely not going to happen, because I'm sure you guys will agree with me, like, it's going to cost a shit ton of money. You're expecting the private sector to do it. You're not going to build the kind of houses that people want. And I'm very scared that we may end up going down the path of where the housing crisis that Ireland is in. I'm very terrified of going in the same situation that Ireland are going in with their housing crisis, where we may end up with so many houses, but they'll just be too expensive to own. I'm very, very concerned about it. I would go as far as say I'm scared, because I really do fear for the next future when it comes to homes. Yeah, 1.5 million homes, Peter. Yeah, that's what they meant. But like they may hit that target. I don't expect them to. They may hit 1.2 million, which may sound good on piece of paper, but how many of those homes are affordable? How many of them are council homes? How many of them are social homes? How many of those homes are actually people can afford? That's the real question. Now, I'll, you know, and you have the likes of the Conservatives who and Reform are talking about, you know, maybe we shouldn't increase the minimum wage, or maybe we should freeze the minimum wage. And I'm like, oh, so you want people to suffer more, right? Because it's not like a single person who doesn't have a partner who is on the minimum wage, and by the way is also claiming entitlements, because obviously even your entitlements and the minimum wage is not enough yet for you to live on. It's still a struggle to survive every single day, and yet you still think that's going to be enough for people to get by. Like, even me and my bloody partner, before I was doing this full time, I was earning a very decent wage, and so was my partner. And even with our combined wages, we still would not be able to have gotten onto the housing market, be able to pay the mortgage, be able to pay the electric, the water, and all these other bills that came to it. Like, we would not have been able to do it. And I remember, like, about 7-8 years ago, when, you know, the reality kicked in that I'm just not going to be able to, like, me and my partner are just not going to be able to buy a home, because it's just not possible. And this is why we're not living with we're living with my partner's mum, not renting anymore. And I got nothing against her, and God bless her for allowing us to be here and be here and whatnot. But there's a lot of people who don't have a parents to go to and whatnot, who are literally scraping by day to day to try to struggle to survive. And it's just not fair. It's just simply not fair. And the older generation keep telling the younger generation, just pick yourself up by your fucking bootstraps. And it's just like, you just don't understand. You just don't understand. Like, you think just working harder or working 40, 50, 60 hours a week is going to fix their problems. That's not the problem. The problem is that everything is too expensive for them. It doesn't matter how hard they work.
No matter how hard they work.
No matter how hard they work. You can work as hard as you want, but the reality is, it's not the same as when you granddad were doing. It's not the same.
Yeah, stop buying your frappe, chappy, cappuccino, and
get off your Netflix subscription. I'm like, fuck off.
All that nonsense. And you
stop having fun. Stop having fun. You know, it's basically what they're saying. It's just like, it's so depressing. It's so depressing, and it's not just here. Okay, it's not as bad in some other European countries, but they're starting to feel it too. Like, other European countries are feeling it too in other casts. And there's a lot of anger as well, because a lot of young generations are feeling this too in many other countries. And when they don't have a solution, they don't know, they don't have politicians who are listening to their problems and their concerns and coming up with solutions to them, they turn to the right, because the right are giving them a scapegoat, and the scapegoat is the migrants. Hey, it's that guy over there. He's taking your job. He's doing it. He's taking everything away from you. And then they'll, rather than looking at the billionaires and millionaires who are taking all the fucking money from their economies and whatnot, they're taking their frustration out on an innocent person instead. And then we end up with more right-wing governments. And it's getting pumped every single day by media out there. Sorry about that rant. I just need to get out of my chest.
No, you rant away, my dear fellow. It's your show anyway.
Well, at least it's been running for the last hour, so somehow the computer hasn't crashed. I don't know. The wealthiest are not working hard; their money is earning interest while they are sleeping. Yeah, that is it. That's true. Mad Monk says, what I've noticed is that most buildings in Scotland with the RAC, that's the RAC, were built before we had our own parliament, but it's the Scottish government's fault. Oh, so they blame the Scottish government for RAC, even though it had nothing to do with them. Okay. Well, they have to blame They have to blame the SNP for something, don't they? Because that's all they can do. That's like, something went wrong in Scotland. Blame the SNP. That's it. That's all they can do. Kevin Morehouse says, my first house in the late 80s cost 15K. I was earning 5K per year. Now, WTF?
Now, as I say, we bought our house in late 90s, 32 grand, all bought and paid for. So for me personally, I don't have to worry about roof over my head. So I'm very, very lucky. And I remember at the time Michelle runs show, and because like when I live in one part of the state in Bradford, and Michelle lived on the other part, and that remained for her to move away from her family, which is fair enough. It's a big decision, and she didn't want to do it, but then something happened, and she said, "Come on, let's do it. Let's go for it." And to be honest, we both think it's probably the best decision we've ever made in our lives, because for the rest of his life we've got a roof over his head, a mortgage paid for, so anything like, we've just got his bills and this, that. So we're quite lucky in that department nowadays, because like when it came to our
deposit,
it's
actually the same here because she's paid off the mortgage as well, so she doesn't have that on her head as well, which is also a blessing for
because like when we paid our deposit, it was about $1,500. Now nowadays I've seen mortgages where the deposit is about as much as the house that we've got now. We think, well, no young person is going to be able to afford that. They're not even going to get anywhere close to a deposit, are they? Not a chance. And it makes you, and you see these people think, well, what's the point going to work? Why would I work in a system that doesn't work for me? And you can hardly blame them, can you?
Are you cold, Darren? Leapskin's asking.
Yeah,
you're sitting there with woolly gloves, hat, and jumper, looking like a frozen snotter.
I've got layers on as well.
Are you serious?
Yes, it's like my wife, even when it's -30, she's like them Newcastle fans in Russia. Shirt off, go, hey! Giving it all that, giving it all that, and she's what are you wearing all the layers for? She says, look at me, I'm wearing this shirt and I'm absolutely roasting. I says, that's because you're an hard bastard. That's why.
Oh dear.
No, I think what it is, because when I used to work for council, I'd be out in shirt and I were quite hardy to the weather. But now, since I finished on incapability due to my emergency spinal and my mobility is shot to pieces, I spend most of my time at home. So I kind of tend to feel the cold more, because like I've nerve damage. I can feel. I've got 2 hot water bottles on my foot because I could because my right foot is numb.
Andrew is totally right. Why have you not got monetized, Mr. Blasé?
Well, I did for a time, but then it came to a point where
people want to support you financially. Generally, people want to. People will give you like you don't. I know you're not. I know. Like honestly, like people want to help you. Like honestly, like if super chats and memberships and whatnot, you should consider it. Honestly, people want to help you.
I used to have AdSense, but the thing is, it's let's just say, for argument's sake, if I had a good couple of weeks on it, but while I've got my universal credit and all that, might get flagged.
Right.
Might get flagged. Because to be honest, when it came to get my universal credit, they first started when I finished on incapability. They had me on intensive job search. I can barely move. When I'm out of the house, and I struggle. I'm not going to embarrass anybody, but I have incontinence issues and whatnot. I have a lot of problems, and I was on intensive job search, and it was clear. I have to walk with a cane. I have to walk it with people. Have somebody with me because I struggle. And they were saying, no, intensive job search, and they went for. And I went to. I've forgotten what they called it. And they said, no. I got knocked back because they said, I got no points for mobility. So I took them for mandatory reconsideration, and they did the same again. So rather than take it to tribunal, because I need help with, there's no way I should be on intensive job search because I have no qualifications. And who in the right mind's going to employ me? Because because I'm a fire hazard at best. Because I'd have to be on the first floor. When it came to me interview to see my job coach, I had to be on the first floor because the coaches were on the second or third floor. So they had to come down and see me, and I have to be near a toilet in case, pardon my French, I make a mess in my pants and stuff like that. So it was a case of then it came to, I took them to tribunal, and because of the situation I had, it's called Cowdy Aquinas syndrome, and yeah, and
it causes numbness of the undercarriage, etc.
Yes, and I've still got it now, and it affects everything in my everyday life. And it was a case of I took them to a tribunal, and I got the 15 points that I needed just for mobility, and they threw the DWP's case out straight away because they said you didn't give him any reasons why you didn't give him the mandatory 15 points for his mobility alone. So in the end up, the intensive job search was thrown out, and I have to be honest, my wife, she hated the works coach. She detested her. She wanted to come down with that piece of paper in her hand and shove it right in her face, say, stick that in your pipe and smoke it and just walk out. But the day before she was going to go down, because that was our appointment, they said, you've no long to apply, and she was gutted. But yeah, see, and that's the thing, because if I do that, I could have a good week where I could get flagged, and I'll have a lot of explaining to do. And that's the reason why I just don't monetize, and that's as simple as that. I just basically do it. I basically do that channel for one reason, just to keep my sanity. I don't watch telly because I find telly is too much like bread and circus.
Oh wow, but I don't watch telly either. So
yeah, and my son, he'll use the flat plays Xbox and whatnot, and that's just my little place where I just keep my sanity, because I spend most of my time at home. Because if my wife wants to go shopping, last thing she wants, this silly old doddering cripple holding her back, So and it's so it's just basically that, really. So, and I looked at super chats because I remember Bad Monk mentioning it a while ago, and I'm thinking it might affect my and because like it were a case of it might affect my me, what they call it, my benefits.
Yeah,
because like and
your entitlements.
Yes, entitlements. That's the word I'm after. Yes. So that's the reason why I just don't do it. I'll say, the only thing I want, if anybody wants to support me, is just subscribe to my channel. If I see my subscriptions going up, then I know it's worth it.
Yeah, I think. I'm just going to start a GoFundMe, and let's raise £1 million for Daily Blasé. I think we should do. I think we should do that. But not actually involve him, so the Universal Credit don't know anything about it, guys.
Yeah.
Shall we just do we should just do a massive GoFundMe for him.
And I never see the money either.
No, because if we raise enough money, then like £1 million or something, then you can monetize your YouTube channel, and then you can also tell the Universal Credit people to go fuck themselves.
DWP, yes, exactly.
Yep. Maybe we should do that, guys. Have a serious conversation about that. Let me know what you guys think on Discord. Ping me if you guys are interested. Maybe we should do something like that. No, I'm not joking. I'm deadly fucking serious. Like, seriously, set up a GoFundMe, and let's see how much money we can raise. In all seriousness, to get you out of this. No, I'm being deadly serious to get you out of this situation, because it's not fucking. No, I mean this.
It's not going to matter whether you're taking off Universal Credit or not. Then
Exactly, and then you can
start monetizing your YouTube.
And you can monetize, and then you can make your living off the YouTube. Plus, you'll have a bank. Plus, you'll have a bank from the GoFundMe.
All right, I never really thought.
And here's the thing. I don't know. Like, I'm generally serious about this, chat. Let me know what you honestly think about this. Right? It doesn't have to be I can set it up. And like everyone can contribute we'll set the target, and everyone can contribute over time towards it. If we're I'm deadly serious about this, because it's not like I'm generally miss. It's not fucking right, Darren, that you have created a great YouTube channel, you create a great community, you do great stuff, and by right, yeah, people want to contribute, yeah, to the work that you do, and it's heartbreaking that you go through so much shit from Universal Credit. It's just not right. And people want to support you. They really, really do. Yeah, not just even people here in the chat, but people on the Friday Frolics, like people on the Friday Frolics and whatnot. You know, I think we should seriously have a look at this possibility. It doesn't have to be like honestly. I think we should seriously have a look at this idea, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, honestly, about it. Guys, we are also gone more than I also want to point out, because we have gone way too long. My missus will be saying, why am I still here as well? And yeah, it's been more than 2 hours. So
no, it is.
So I want to say a massive thank you to everyone who came along. Thank you guys for all your comments. Thank you for those who gave super chats and gifted memberships. I'm sorry if I didn't respond to all of them. My sincere apologies for the computer issues at the start of the show. Thank you, Jenny and Darren, for covering for me when I went through the 24 minutes of bollocks that I went through.
I'm the Sam Allardyce of political discourse, you know, when everybody, I'm the emergency, break the emergency button.
Yeah. Literally, like 40 minutes before the live stream, you saw the message. It's like, give me a second, I'll get prepared. I was like, and then Jenny was thinking it's just the two of us. So they're like, no, someone's coming, don't worry. So, just for those who are wondering, obviously, Witchy Goth, unfortunately, is unwell. She wanted to be here. She wanted to be here tonight, but she's going through a couple of things. I won't mention what they are, but she really wanted to be here tonight, but she couldn't attend. Unfortunately.
Get well, Witchy Goth.
Yeah, so we hope her healthy, and we will have her on at a round table at some point in the future, guys. Just to let her know. And just a quick reminder: if you're not subscribed to either myself or Random Squares History or Daily Blasé, links for all three of our channels, please do subscribe. And by the way, I am roughly 5 subscribers away from 2,500. So if anyone wants to subscribe and help me get over that mark, that would be greatly appreciated as well. There. And also there's lots of other fantastic YouTubers down the links descriptions as well, such as One Angry Pagan. Jow as well is also a YouTuber. I don't know if I've got Van Man Talks link. I don't know if he's still there or not, but do check out his content. Of course, our good friend Dave McGuinness of the Two Davies Show. We hope to see David Mulligan back on soon, very soon. We hope he's get better soon, obviously, because of everything that's happened to him. I really do sincerely mean that as well. But thank you guys all for coming along again. Just quickly, I'll be live again tomorrow at 11 o'clock for another Good Morning show. And also join Daily Blasé tomorrow for Friday Frolics at 5 p.m. Please don't miss that if you can. Jenny, are you going live anytime soon that people don't know about? Or you got some videos coming?
I've only been live twice, and they're both Halloween episodes, and both ended up with me just talking at a camera for 3 hours. So I don't know if anyone wants that.
All right, so we'll definitely people go check out the 3 hours of live stream for that. That's for sure.
Yeah, it was Cannibals this year. Cannibals.
All right. Thank you again for coming on, both of you. I really appreciate it. All right, take care, everyone, and we'll catch you all very, very soon. All right. Bye.